many years, I've been making recommendations on different nutritional supplements that people could take that would support their overall health and well-being. And of course, because we didn't sell certain supplements, I could use freedom of speech to make these recommendations. I'd also remind people I'm not a medical doctor, so that myself and the company are not providing any type of medical advice. But one of the themes that kept coming up was that because of people's diets today, they might often be lacking certain nutrients to optimize the effectiveness of the patches. So for example, many people choose to have a vegan and a vegetarian lifestyle, which is totally great. But we would say it is extremely challenging for those individuals to get certain nutrients. So for example, beta-alanine, which is the basis for AHKCU and carnosine, principally we would see beta-alanine in red meat, or we might see creatine in red meat. There is also cysteine. Cysteine is the backbone of glutathione. So it's a limiting factor. You don't get enough cysteine in your diet, you're not going to be able to make as much glutathione. And we find cysteine in dairy products, it's in whey protein, we find it in eggs. So vegans and vegetarians are at a significant disadvantage. So the idea behind this was that we would create a single formula so that no matter what patch you're using, this one formula would have all the nutrients that you would need to optimize the functioning of the patches. So I think it's worth mentioning that that's the overarching mission statement of why we wanted to come out with this formula.
Yeah, that's really important. Well, the formula is so unique from any other product that's out there. Can you dig in a little bit on some of the specific ingredients in that formula, why they're unique and the impact that it has on that collective formula?
Sure, absolutely. Let's go through that. First, let's take a look at the overall formula for Cellergize morning formulation. And there is a lot of nutrients that are in the formula to match up with all of the patches. So it's extremely comprehensive. The first one that we should probably discuss is Cyanthocks. And Cyanthocks is an extract of sea buckthorn. And the reason why we included this was not because it's necessary for the functioning of the patches, but because this one specific nutrient had very good research to show that it would improve the stem cell activity in the body. And when we're looking at claims, one of the things that our brand partners kept coming back with is, how can we make the stem cell claim? Because that's what people are interested in. So how do we get through regulatory? So we worked with scientists, doctors, lawyers to say, okay, well, let's take a look at a whole different spectrum of nutrients. Which one is going to give us very good protection so we can make stem cell claims? And sea buckthorn extract, Cyanthocks, kept coming back. And as we began to look at the literature on it, we got excited and say, this is going to be a phenomenal complement to our patches. So that's why we included Cyanthocks. I think next thing, this is going to be a little bit of a surprise, but one of the nutrients that we included was vitamin C. And of course, it's extremely common, but interestingly, of course, vitamin C is a very good antioxidant, and it's been used therapeutically in much higher doses to help save people's lives. And so we wanted to make it as a base ingredient in the formula. It helps to support overall stress reduction within the cell. Vitamin C is interesting in that it can turn on collagen production, can be used to stimulate formation of new cartilage, helps to preserve glutathione levels in the body, and there's very good science to show that vitamin C as an antioxidant helps to support the health and vitality of the stem cells. So for that reason, we included vitamin C.
Yeah, very powerful ingredient.
Now, niacin is an interesting ingredient. We included a low dose of niacin. And the reason is that when we look at the mitochondrial function in the body, we look at the electron transport chain, and we look at, let's say in this case, the Krebs cycle, one of the key nutrients that people are interested in today is NAD. And NAD is being shown that there's a strong link between longevity, youth renewal, and levels of NAD in the body. And as people age, the levels of NAD decline. So there's been an interest in supplementing with NAD. Typically, the way this happens is people take a supplement of NMN or NR. However, the FDA has been looking to take NMN and NR off the market and label them as drugs, which is really terrible because they should be classified as nutrients. But something exciting has come up through the literature to show that niacin, common B vitamin, is actually a better precursor to formation of NAD in the body than NMN or NR. So the bottom line is that by supplementing with niacin, we support levels of NAD, we support youth and vitality, and we protect the integrity and health of the stem cells in the body. So that was the reason for including niacin. The next nutrient we would look at would be magnesium, and in this case, magnesium citrate. Now, over 60% of the general population has a magnesium deficiency, and magnesium participates in at least 300 different biochemical reactions in the body. So everyone should really be taking a magnesium supplement. And in this particular case, we decided to use magnesium in both our daytime and our nighttime formula. Typically, dosing of magnesium can range anywhere from 100 to 400 milligrams daily, depending on the individual. They should see a doctor about that. But fortunately, there was research showing that not only would magnesium support what are called mesenchymal stem cells. I know some of our U.S. viewers are going to they're going to object to me pronouncing that way, but we did our research in Ireland, and that's the way they pronounce MSC stem cells.
I'm going to take your word for it. You're the expert. So.
Yeah, so I know I get criticized for that, but that's a little bit of an Irish accent on my part.
Gotcha.
But anyway, magnesium has been shown to improve the activity of the MSC stem cells in the body. And as an example, what are these stem cells? They release a growth factor called VEGF, and VEGF is involved in, let's say, supporting the cardiovascular health of our body. It's a vascular growth factor. So having enough magnesium is very important to stem cell activity. Also, one of the things that our patches does is it improves the flow of energy through the body. And magnesium as an electrolyte is necessary to support the flow of bioelectrical current through the body. So again, another important reason as to why we should be taking magnesium.
Any other highlights on the ingredient list?
Oh, there's quite a few more.
Okay, great.
Yeah, the next one I think we would talk about would be zinc, and we included both copper and zinc in the formula. The reason to include copper is that copper is necessary for the formation of GHKCU, as it's a copper binding peptide, and in X49, AHKCU. When you take copper, you should also take zinc. The two of them work hand in hand. And so for that reason, because zinc both supports the activity of stem cells in the body and that it works hand in hand with copper, we included both copper and zinc.
Great.
Selenium is a micronutrient, and research on selenium has been around for many decades. It's important that we don't take too much selenium because that can have adverse effects on the body. For men, one of the benefits of selenium is that it can help to support testosterone levels in the body. Paired with zinc, it can act as a natural aphrodisiac. So selenium also as an antioxidant is critical in the formation of glutathione. Now, the next nutrient that we included in this formula is potassium. And similar to magnesium, almost the entire population is said to have a potassium deficiency. And potassium, of course, is an electrolyte. It's necessary for the flow of energy in the body. And in this particular case, all of the patches depend upon potassium content to conduct electrical signaling. So for that reason, we included potassium. Potassium has a number of other amazing benefits. It can help support the cardiovascular system. So for these reasons, we included potassium.
That's great. What's another key ingredient that you included in the formula?
So we had prior experience in developing nutritional supplements, and one of those ingredients was fiber, and specifically soluble fiber. And from the point of view of consuming this product, we found that by adding Fibersol, it would improve the body of the drink and make it more pleasurable to drink. So from just the point of view of experience, adding fiber would be really good. However, fiber, and specifically soluble fiber, is going to act as a prebiotic and support the probiotics in the body. So it's a good way of improving the flora of the gut. In addition, most people today, especially Americans, don't get enough fiber in their diet, so this is a good source of fiber.
Absolutely, and such an important part of that whole technology platform that is really the thread through all of these products. Any other highlights in the formula?
A super important one.
Okay, great.
Super important one. So in developing the water machine technology, where we're looking at longevity mechanisms, there is a positive and negative feedback loop in the electron transport chain, and this involves glutathione and nitric oxide. So essentially, glutathione and nitric oxide are necessary for energy production. And when glutathione levels begin to fall off, the energy metabolism of the cell will suffer as a consequence. So we need glutathione to suppress and control oxidative stress. And if it's not there, then we're going to experience mitochondrial dysfunction. On the opposite side, we need to feed oxygen and oxygen radicals into the cell, but mostly, let's say oxygen, to support cellular respiration so we can convert food over into cellular energy. And one of the things that's necessary is nitric oxide. Now, nitric oxide has huge benefits. I'll appeal to men again, and nitric oxide is strongly linked to the cardiovascular health. So most men are going to want to supplement with some type of ingredient to boost nitric oxide, and L-citrulline is a good choice. Now, a surprise nutrient, I think, that we included was creatine. And creatine has been known now for, let's say, at least 20 years as a nutrient that's used in bodybuilding for athletes, muscle building. And it helps to mediate energy production in the cells. It helps to volumize muscle tissue to allow improvements in strength and stamina. And this is how it's been known. I'd actually recommend that people that are not athletes use creatine to help support their muscle mass because of sarcopenia. Most people are going to lose up to 50% of their muscle mass by the time they reach age 70. And by supplementing with natural ingredients like creatine and doing, of course, resistance training, you can get the most out of the patches and also support strength and stamina, as well as the stem cell activity in the body.
I've heard more and more about it, it seems recently in the media, about how it has shifted from kind of the fitness or bodybuilding crowd to more of the average person and the important role that it plays in our overall health and wellness.
Yeah, I think as now research has shifted away from athletics and looking at things like the role of creatine in cognition, in stem cell activity, more will be learned, and 10 years from now, we'll probably know 100 times as much about creatine as we know today. But I think suffice it to say, there's enough known to justify the statement that we should be supplementing with creatine daily. A really important ingredient that we included in this formula is beta-alanine. I was mentioning earlier that people that are choosing to be vegans or vegetarians are going to be deficient with beta-alanine if they don't supplement. Beta-alanine has phenomenal health benefits, principally because it is a precursor to carnosine and AHKCU. So we included this nutrient so that people that are using the carnosine patch and are using X49 can be assured that they're getting beta-alanine in their diet, and they'll get the best results with those patches.
Amazing. Again, how it always ties back, to the patches and helps supporting the other products, those synergistic effects of the entire product portfolio.
Absolutely.
So what other elements to this incredible formula? It seems like it's a list of riches in this formula.
Yeah, a really important one. Again, thinking about our community where so many people are vegans or vegetarians, we included N-acetylcysteine. So N-acetylcysteine is an amino acid. It's been around since the 1960s. And again, it's necessary for the formation of glutathione and NAC. So for people that are using X39, you want to get the optimum results.
So even on its own, this formula is innovative, incredibly powerful, but yet you didn't stop here. So there's also a companion formula to Cellurgize Morning. And I'm curious from morning to evening and how our nutritional needs shift and how these products eventually, as we launched, the evening formula later in the year, can you talk a little bit about how they'll work together?
Yeah, we took a different philosophy on the evening formula. So when I was looking at the daytime formula, the mission was let's put this together so all the nutrients that we're going to include allow for the proper function of the patches as well as supporting stem cell activity in the body. We'll use the water as the delivery system, and the water machine, the patches, the nutrients, they all fit together. So what do we do then with an evening formula? And the general philosophy was, well, now let's take the opportunity to support rest, relaxation, proper sleep, and do it in a way that will be different than the first formula in that the nutrients aren't designed to necessarily be necessary for each of the patches, but to complement their activity. So what's an example of this? Let's say that someone is using Silent Nights to improve the quality of the sleep. And we know that Silent Nights supports melatonin levels in the body. Well, we didn't want to put melatonin in the evening formula. That wouldn't really make sense. So instead, we looked at nutrients like taurine. Because most people are going to be looking at their phones, their computers, their iPads, they're getting exposed to blue light. And this is going to interfere with the quality of their sleep. Also, we have very hectic lives today. And the nervous system needs to get into a more calm state in order for us to sleep. So a nutrient like taurine, while it will not put someone to sleep, what it will do is relax the nervous system and prepare the body for sleep. We see that taurine declines with age. And in men, what's interesting is that studies show that if you start supplementing with taurine before the age of 40, your testosterone levels never decline with age. So there's something really powerful that's going on with taurine. It's found in the brain, found in the heart, and it's found in the testes in men. So I'm certain that over time, more evidence is going to show that taurine is absolutely necessary for longevity. So in other words, we include it in the formula so people can get the short-term benefits of improving the quality of the sleep, but also having long-term benefits.
So there is those needs that are different throughout the day, and the Cellergize Morning and eventually the evening formula will be able to take care of that for us in addition to the patches and the other products.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's Zoom, where you are accompanied by myself and Dr. Debbie Beavers, a doctor of naturopathic medicine of over 40 plus years. I wish I could compare to that, but I only have about 15 or so years in the health and wellness industry as a functional nutrition counselor myself, biofeedback tech, and fitness coach. And so every Thursday we come to you with our knowledge and expertise to give you the knowledge to make your decisions for your health and wellness. And so on tonight's episode, as you have seen, we are covering one of Lifewave's newest releases, which is their supplement, Cellurgize A.M. It is truly the food your cells need. Dr. Debbie and I, we've been talking about this for so long because we have tried it ourselves and used it. Mind blown. It is truly the all-in-one supplement that your body really needs. And both her and I, we even have taken some of those supplements for years now on their own, but you are getting that all-in-one at the fraction of a cost, truly powerful. And so I'm so excited for this release. If you are patchers and patching and using the technology, I feel like a lot of people here do. But if you don't, get with the person that invited you to Zoom. If you do, this is only going to enhance your benefits to really, really just it's a cherry on the cake, to enhance those benefits and maximize everything that those patches can do for you. So we have a slideshow presentation that Dr. Debbie and I are going to go through. So if you have questions, put them in the chat box because I know you guys will. Feel free to take screenshots. And we will get started. Dr. Debbie, you want to say anything in the meantime? Go ahead and say while I get this up.
Hello, I just want a powder that will come in this container. This is the AM formula that Kristy's talking about and that we're fixing to go over with her presentation. And it really tastes good. It has everything in there that you need. And it's something that you'll be able to take every morning and put all of those other sticks of nutrition that we are all taking with all of our Yeti cups or regular cups or whatever you put your beverages in. You can put all of that aside, but we'll go into that in more depth and detail at the end of the program.
Right. Cellurgize A.M. coming out Monday. Mark your calendars. The supplement your cells crave and need. Dr. Debbie just kind of showed you a little canister of what it comes in, a 30-day supply. You do 1 scoop a day or so. And this is what it all contains. Over 14 different vital minerals, nutrients, and things that your cells need to function at a cellular level. So we're going to break all of these down on that jumble there, but truly incredible. So we're going to start with the main ingredient. Why not? This is what David Schmidt's supplement really sets apart any other supplement in the industry is his discovery for sea buckhorn fruit extract that is in the supplement. And mainly what you need to know about this is this supplement helps to mobilize your stem cells. So it is going to enhance the function of X39 and X49 together. Why you need it? It supports healthy skin, mucous membranes, aka the gut, the inner, everything inside the body. Immune function promotes healthy stem cell activity, which is critical for cellular repair and longevity. Screenshot it. Dr. Debbie, anything else you want to pick off there?
Well, if you see down at the bottom, it states also that it reduces the inflammation, and that's huge. That's key in keeping disease away from the body, as you all know. So, and they put it on there so I can say it where it says it may reduce cancer risk. It does reduce cancer risk, just saying. Because a lot of people want to think that all they have to do is slap a patch on and they don't have to do anything with the foods that they're consuming or the beverages. And this is why Kristy and I come on every week and not paid. So we can teach all what we have learned about nutrition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. So main ingredient, just know that this supplement reduces inflammation, mobilizes stem cells, increases the efficiency of X39 and X49 tremendously. Glycine. Glycine is very powerful in the body. It's amino acid. And I actually heard David Schmidt speaking on this with X39, X49, how it enhances everything, of course, with collagen production, all those good things. Neurotransmitter balance, detoxification. It improves glutathione synthesis, improves the mood and memory, improves sleep. Glycine is incredible for helping to induce deep sleep and get better sleep scores. What else? Reduce risk of heart disease. So many incredible benefits. Helps regulate blood sugar and protects the liver. It is super important for muscle repair. So all my athletes out there that are beating down their bodies, and Dr. Debbie, I give her a good beating every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So
Hello.
is important for repairing those muscles. Regulating blood sugar. I think I already said that. So anything else, Dr. W, you want to add about this incredible amino acid?
Yes, I want to stress the importance of the brain and the cognitive function as well as blood sugar. So I love the fact that that's in the morning formula because so many people wake up and their blood sugar is already high. So you've got something that's going to help in regulating that. It's going to reduce fatigue levels, getting your energy levels up high so that there again you have everything you need while you're putting all of your patches on, 39, 49, and all the other things that you wear, or I wear anyway. SB6, the energy, all the things, and then you drink something. Everything is going to be working synergistically together, especially when we get the PM formula, and because then you'll have something in the evening to take that will give you benefits as well.
That's so good. Blood sugar is so important, underestimated. NAC, N-acetyl cysteine, tongue twister, NAC, also known as NAC. And this one's really gained a lot of popularity. I mean, I hear people getting injections, getting IV pushes. Nothing compares to this, however, I will say. What you need to know about NAC is that it is a powerful precursor to glutathione, which is the body's main antioxidant and detoxifier. If your body's not taking out the trash, it's just recirculating in your bloodstream. Your body's having to work so much harder and use so much more energy to detox, which is important. A lot of times, Dr. W also will say this, disease, sickness, illness starts with either too much toxicity or deficiency or both, which creates that inflammation, and now you have a whole mess. Detoxing is so important. And this is really important to have in a supplement. So this one increases the efficiency of glutathione, the glutathione patch. If you don't use that patch, go slow with it. It can be a little rough for some people if you've never detoxed or have it in a while. Anything else, Dr. Debbie?
Yes, going to elaborate more on Kate. Sorry, we have dogs in here. John's out there grilling food for us, and the puppies were trying to get in. So, anyways, I've got him tending to that. Glutathione, everybody needs. That is the master antioxidant. And the people that live the longest have the highest glutathione levels. So even though it might be a little bit rough on some people, I just tell them to wear it on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday until they build their system up better, because it is going to detox the body. It will help the body to heal. And the NAC, the NAC, y'all need to remember this is part of the COVID program. High levels of vitamin C, high levels of NAC. So many times I've told people, go get NAC, and they're like, what is that? NAC. I don't have time to explain it. Just get it. This is what you need. You've got to get your vitamin C levels up. Well, you've got both of these in the morning formula, and there's high levels of the vitamin C in there too, but I know there's a slide for that too, right?
Yes. Yes, I love that, especially COVID shot or COVID helping to clear out those spike proteins, add in that glutathione patch, and then this supplement's going to be the cherry on the cake. Okay. Next supplement that is in the Cellurgize A.M is L-lysine, another powerful essential amino acid that is vital for protein synthesis, calcium absorption, and the immune function. I love to think of L-lysine for immune system. That's what I think everybody should know about that. L-lysine is very important for immune system, but also supports muscle growth. So again, for my athletes and recovery, prevents viral infections like cold sores, but also other viral infections, because again, it's working on the immune system. What makes it stand out is that L-lysine is critical for tissue repair and bone health. So definitely helps with if you have chronic fatigue. This is great for people that have chronic fatigue. If you struggle with concentration, slow wound healing, Supplementing with L-lysine also reduces anxiety and supports bone strength. So huge. Like this supplement that is coming out is truly your all-in-one. And as you can see off to the side, Dr. Debbie and I, we love Nature's Sunshine. They carry the L-lysine, which is powerful on its own, but synergistically with everything else is just it's on steroids. You know what I mean?
It's a good one. It's in all of your formulas for anxiety, y'all. This is something we have taught over and over and over to you guys about treating different forms of anxiety, depression, et cetera, and it's also excellent for the cardiovascular system, like she said, along with the bone health. I love how it helps the body to maintain homeostasis. I don't know if anybody knows. Well, Trisha's shaking her head. Yes. Homeostasis is the body's ability to remain constant. In other words, you want to keep it constant. You don't want to be sick one month, well the next, et cetera, et cetera. So it helps the body to maintain that. This one amino, y'all, and a lot of vegetarians do not get enough of these amino acids. So because they come in from things like beef liver, oysters are very high in it. So and don't be sending me hate mail, because y'all got to remember, I do vegetarian with Trisha 1 or 2 months out of the year, but they don't make, their body cannot produce the amount of amino acids that are needed for that healthy muscle and bone connection, much less homeostasis.
That's really good. I love that. Copper. All you patchers know we've talked about copper before. You might have even heard some people say, eat a piece of dark chocolate to get copper in, eat specific nuts, specific foods, so that when you use that X39 patch, you are making sure you're mobilizing those stem cells, and this supports in that. It is needed. It is a physical building block that your body does require and does need, and we should be getting this through our diet, but again, because of the way our soils are so depleted and our foods are depleted, we just aren't getting all of these nutrients and vitamins and minerals that our body does require for anti-aging, repair, renewal, rejuvenation, right? So the thing you need to know about copper is that it is a trace mineral, and it is required for energy production. It is also required for brain function, and as well as iron metabolism. So it's so important for people that have had, if you know anybody that has had anemia or anemic, copper is very important for iron metabolism. Why you need it: supports red blood cell formation, antioxidant defense, collagen synthesis for healthy skin and joints. What makes it stand out? Too little or too much can not be good for you. So this is why David Schmidt, he has done all the clinical research on the perfect amount of copper that one would need in their diet to maintain great health. So Cellergize provides a specific dose for this requirement. Anything you'd like to add to that, Doc?
Yes, that is an extremely important fact that you're talking about with the brain cognition, how it functions and everything it does, because if your copper levels are off, that's when ischemia and strokes and heart issues happen. So again, it's all the different nutrients that the body requires in order to function at the optimal level. So again, Cellurgize A.M. formula is a great way to start the day off after you have your water, and then those of you who do the celery juicing while you're having your coffee with the collagen, and then you're mixing your Yeti beverage. Oh my gosh, all that stuff can go by the wayside. I'm going to show you when we're finished doing this demo how simple this looks. It's going to be so easy when y'all can clear the cabinets of all these other things, because the AM formula has everything you need to start the day off right.
So good. Yeah, I was telling somebody I've literally been taking all these things for years on their own. So expensive. This is just, it blows my mind. But this is coming out is like my dream supplement, I feel like. Betaine Alanine, my fitness people probably have heard of this incredible supplement. Betaine Alanine, what you need to know about this is it's not just for athletes or anything like that, but it increases muscle carnosine, buffering acid in the muscles. So buffering that lactic acid, when you work out and you're getting that burn, painful, that, Dr. Debbie, when I'm killing you on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. So it helps to buffer that lactic acid, meaning move it out so you don't get that during high intensity exercise. It helps to delay muscle fatigue, boosts endurance, huge for endurance, and supports peak athletic performance. This is why you see betaine alanine on every single pre-workout. This is why Olympians, top performing athletes take this product before their training, as well as on competition days, because it's so powerful for the body. What makes it stand out, clinical studies have shown that betaine alanine supplementation increases exercise capacity and reduces muscle soreness, so supporting in recovery. Anything else you want to add to that, Dr. Debbie?
Just that it is excellent food for the muscles, and remembering that your muscles are also memory banks. That's why muscles get sore, because if you pull a muscle, you overstretch one, overwork it out, there's memories stored in those muscles, and it's painful as they're exiting the body for some people. When I used to give massage, a lot of people would break down and cry on the table. They didn't know why. I didn't know why. I just knew, here's the tissue. Go ahead and cry it out, because we were working and rubbing on the muscles, and emotions were being released, especially using essential oils, color therapy, et cetera, et cetera. But you need to know that this is excellent for the muscles, food for the muscles. Actually.
I love that. Food for the muscles. 2 words for betaine alanine. Creatine, very important. Again, you probably hear a lot of athletes taking creatine, supplementing creatine, people that were wanting to build lean muscle, bodybuilders, top performers, elite athletes, Olympians. But creatine is not just for people who are athletic. It's really, really good for everybody. It helps with preserving lean muscle tissue as well as bone density, amongst many other benefits. So helps with intense bursts of activity, supports the brain and energy metabolism, helps to increase muscle strength, muscle mass, cognitive performance, even in people who are not athletes. So your everyday person. Cellergize includes creatine for everybody, supporting both the body and the brain. Creatine is one of the most researched and effective supplements for improving memory, mood, and neurological health. So something about creatine is that it is just truly incredible. And something that a lot of people have said that have taken Cellergize is that they notice their mental energy. They drink it before their morning coffee, and they have, most of them, all of them have, I have heard this say that I feel like I have energy before I drink my coffee. Like I don't need it. Like I can talk before I go for that coffee. They just have noticed this increase of mental cognition after drinking the supplement within literal seconds. Dr. Debbie?
Great for neurological health, like you just said. Memory and mood.
Memory
Happy
and mood.
patch. Think of that. And this. All the aminos. Totally 100% beneficial for the body. Food for the body. Magnesium, food for the muscles. I'll cover more magnesium when we get to it.
Yeah, M&M for creatine.
Yes.
Mood and memory for creatine. Selenium. We all are probably all familiar with this incredible mineral. Selenium's unique benefits. It's a potent antioxidant and essential for thyroid hormone production. If you have struggled with thyroid issues, you should definitely look into eating more foods high in selenium. There to the bottom right, I have a picture of all foods high in selenium. We have Brazil nuts. Eating a few of those a day helps to increase selenium. However, this Cellergize supplement is clinically dosed to the T of the exact dosage that you need selenium-wise for thyroid health. But also it protects your cells from oxidative damage, which is so important. It supports your metabolism, and it also boosts your immune response. Selenium deficiency is linked to increased risk of cancer, heart disease, and impaired immunity. You guys, your body needs selenium. It's one of the most important minerals in my books. Dr. Debbie, I know you know the importance of thyroid hormone. You preach it, you live it. Anything you want to add to that?
It's another one of those extremely powerful antioxidants, detoxifiers, right up there with glutathione.
Mhm.
So it's very good for metabolic health in general, cardiovascular. And again, it helps people who have been diagnosed with a disease, the big C word. These are the things that we put people on to get the poisons and the toxins out of their system. And again, like you said, it's already measured, it's already in the formula. So you don't have to go buy all of these ingredients like we're doing right now and mixing them up in a beverage and putting sticks of nutrition, right? That's, oh my gosh, you should see us in the morning, both of us in the kitchen, mixing, stirring, mixing, stirring. Blenders going, coffee makers, frothers. Anybody would walk in and go, oh my gosh. And I would say, come sit down, join the party. It's going to be fun. You will feel good. But now we get to make that complicated program extremely simple.
Mm-hmm. Amen. Yes. They have no idea the struggle that we've been through with getting all these things
Right.
in our bodies. So, zinc is also in this incredible Cellurgize A.M supplement. Zinc, unique benefits, essential for over 300 enzymes. Huge. DNA synthesis and immune function. Why you need it? It supports wound healing, but overall repair and renewal, right? And when we're talking wound healing, we're talking healing of the soft tissue in general, hormone balance and resistance to infection, hence the immune boosting benefits of it. Cellulose combines zinc with other synergistic nutrients for maximum absorption and efficiency. So a lot of these minerals on their own are not as efficient on their own, but when they're synergistically combined, like David Schmidt did, together, they're even more potent, more bioavailable to the body, which I love and appreciate. Zinc deficiency impairs immune response and increases the risk of chronic disease. So supplementing with this reduces the risk of all those things, as well as reduces the duration of any kind of virus, cold, infection, anything going around. Especially during COVID, everybody was grabbing the zinc, if y'all remember that. And this one is clinically dosed to the amount that your body needs. Anything else, Doc?
Yep, that's what I was fixing to say. Zinc was also part of the protocol with the vitamin C and the NAC. That's three. We got three of those ingredients in here, plus the magnesium. Can't wait to get to magnesium.
I think it's coming. We got potassium and then magnesium, I believe. So they all go together. I'm so excited.
Yes.
Potassium, unique benefits. It's a key electrolyte for nerve transmission. It is, you guys, electrolytes are like the spark plug to a vehicle. If your body does not have the electrolytes, which is what this is and what's in Cellergize, it's not going to function right. Think spark plug to a vehicle. That's electrolytes, that's potassium, that's magnesium, all those things that help your body to have proper nerve transmission. Also helps with muscle contractions and fluid balance in the body. Why you need it? It helps to regulate blood pressure, heart rhythms, and prevents muscle cramps. Most supplements provide minimal potassium. However, Cellergize includes a great dose, the perfect dose for real lasting benefits. A little fact, low potassium is associated with hypertension, meaning high blood pressure, fatigue, and increased risk of stroke. So you are just safeguarding your health with this all-in-one. Anything else, Dr. Debbie?
Yes, lack of the potassium as well as some of the other aminos, especially copper, are what cause and create the stroke issue that we were talking about earlier. And if you'll notice, when some people are on blood pressure medications, the doctors will tell them don't eat bananas while you're on this medicine, because bananas have the potassium, which would correct the problem. So if they're put on a blood pressure medication and they're eating a banana, that's going to be way too much for the body system and could drop the blood pressure too low. But instead of being told to do potassium or banana, they put them on a medication and tell them not to do those things. Let that sink in.
Wow. So actually getting to the root cause to the blood pressure here. Fixing and correcting those imbalances is so important. Magnesium, finally here. Oh, magnesium is my beloved, my nighttime bestie. Magnesium
Yes.
has so many different functions in the body. It's involved in over 600 different biochemical reactions, meaning functions in the body. including energy production and muscle relaxation. This is one of those minerals that I would say is involved in the most chemical bioelectrical functions in the body. Why you need it, it supports heart health, it supports bone strength, and also reduces stress and anxiety in the body. What makes it stand out, Cellergize uses a highly absorbable form of magnesium. This is important because a lot of magnesiums are not highly absorbable. It is really hard to find bioavailable magnesium. A lot of products are cheaply made where you aren't getting the magnesium that you need. So a lot of supplements use cheap, poorly absorbed types. Scientific fact, 50% of people are magnesium deficient. Did you hear that? 50% of people are magnesium deficient, leading to fatigue, insomnia, and muscle weakness. Those are some of the symptoms that you could have if you have magnesium deficiency. Very, very common to have. Dr. Debbie?
Yes, and low magnesium also can create the muscle cramps. This is what I want y'all to write down and let this sink in. I loved this. And so therefore, Kate, all the grandkids, my kids graduating in the top of their class, et cetera, et cetera. Magnesium increases your IQ by 20%. Did y'all know that?
Wow.
Oh, that is, I know, that is huge. And it's in all anxiety herbal formulas because it's relaxing. And if you're taking vitamin D, it's not going to do you any good at all to take vitamin D unless you take magnesium at the same time. You will not, write it down, you're not going to absorb your vitamin D unless you take magnesium with it. So those are my favorite things to remember. Plus, like you said, it's for the bone health, but I love how it's in all stress and anxiety formulas. I love how it increases your IQ by 20%, et cetera, et cetera. And again, muscles feed off of magnesium. Like Kristy said, our favorite thing to remember these things by is the M&Ms. Muscles are memory banks, and it is the food for the muscles. You got to have it, especially if you have any of the issues that we've been talking about, from bone health, low vitamin D, to stress, anxiety, and you just want to be smarter. Get your magnesium.
Mm-hmm. Agree. I love that. Vitamin C, definitely something that we need in our diet and we don't get enough of, believe it or not, we just don't. Vitamin C, it's a powerful antioxidant, immune booster, and collagen builder. It is needed to build collagen. You can't just take collagen on its own and think it's going to do the work. Nope, you need a little shuttle bus with AKA insert vitamin C, if you did not know that. It's essential for tissue repair, iron absorption, and protecting cells against oxidative stress. Cellurgize combines vitamin C with other synergistic nutrients to enhance absorption and effectiveness. A little fact, vitamin C supplements reduce the severity and duration of colds and supports the cardiovascular health. Another thing that I really love about vitamin C is that it's also been clinically shown to reduce and lower cortisol, aka stress, aka oxidative damage. So vitamin C is definitely your bestie. Anything else, Dr. Debbie?
Tissue repair.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who's just had surgery, you've got a torn ligament, you got something going on, sports injuries, whatever, you need to get your vitamin C levels up.
Mm-hmm.
Vitamin C is actually the one and only vitamin that any naturopathic doctor that knows their stuff will tell you, you take vitamin C to bowel tolerance. In other words, you can keep taking your vitamin C level up until you get diarrhea. There you go. I said it. When you get diarrhea, you need to start backing it down. That's a little bit too much. But for people who think 200 milligrams of vitamin C is going to get it for them, they might be full of poisons and toxins. They might need like 1 to 2,000. They're not going to know if they're not hooked into a machine that's going to tell them how much they need or how many capsules that they need. So therefore, you just remember, take it up to bowel tolerance. And don't do this on a work day. Try it over the weekend. That's my best.
Do a little spring cleaning, never hurts anybody. Super important. Love vitamin C, citrulline, L-citrulline. I love L-citrulline. My athletes do too. L-citrulline boosts nitric oxide production. which helps to improve blood flow and nutrient delivery. All my athletes, you go to the gym, you start working out, you get this little muscle pump. That is the L-arginine nitric oxide being produced in your body, and it's carrying nutrients in your bloodstream. It's so important. Enhances exercise performance, reduces fatigue, and supports cardiovascular health. That's huge for the cardiovascular system. Little fact, science studies show that citrulline supplements increase athletic performance and decrease muscle soreness. So you're talking rapid recovery, rapid rejuvenation, and rapid recovery. Even if you do not work out, yes, you still need L-citrulline. It is so important. Anything else am I leaving out?
Nope, you got all that covered. I can't wait to get to the fiber saw.
Fiber
Oh, there it
saw, there it is. Dreams come true.
Oh,
Fiber
yes.
is in it, specifically called fiber sol in Cellurgize A.M. Unique benefits, promotes digestive health. No coincidence, right? Aids in balancing the blood sugar and satiety. Why you need it? Supports the gut microbiome. We talk about this so much on our shows. Your gut is literally your second brain. It is your immune system. If your gut is not healthy, it will create everything else in the body to get out of balance. So anytime there's an imbalance in the body, Dr. Debbie and myself, you probably know, we usually take you through a little gut healing, gut cleansing, and a little gut loving. So very important for the gut. Most supplements ignore fiber, but Cellergize includes it to support gut health and overall wellness. I love and appreciate that they did this. Little scientific fact, high fiber intake is linked to lower risk of heart disease, diabetes, and colon cancer, which are some of the top issues in the world that people deal with. So getting fiber is so, so important, and a lot of people do not get enough of it. Dr. Debbie.
Insulin control. This fiber sol, the way that they have it listed on here, you need to understand with the fiber being in here, if you look at the carbohydrate count on the back of it, it says there's 3 grams of the carbohydrates, and then right up underneath it, it says dietary fiber. You got 2 grams. So all of my people who know how to count sugar amounts or carbohydrates know you deduct the fiber from the carb. So you got 1 gram of carb coming in. This controls not just insulin in a fabulous way by stopping it from getting digested in the small intestines, which if you're patients of mine, you all know 80% of your digestion takes place in the small intestine. So it gets to bypass that whole tract, and it's huge without being altered or changed, which is what's going to help you with that insulin, that blood sugar control, and totally normalizes triglyceride levels. That is huge. When I saw that on there, I thought, oh my gosh, that right there is huge for everybody. And then just tell them all the amino acids and the minerals and all the good stuff is in there that your body needs in order to function. But that fiber, the type that he has in there, is huge.
Very, very important. I just appreciate that he also wanted to take care of the gut health too. So you guys, as you can see, this is truly just a powerhouse dynamite. It is being released Monday. We have tried it, kind of ran it through the trials, and it is incredible. I am so excited for finally to be here and to stay, for everybody to have their hands on it. It's incredible. It's really, truly foods that your cells need that we do not get enough of through our own diets. And so increase the increase the efficiency of the patches, but also overall for your overall health and wellness. This is truly something that's so easy to add into your daily arsenal. And that you will feel the difference. You will feel the benefits. Absolutely. So I'm super excited. Dr.